All right, folks, welcome back. We are mid-match. Splyce rematching Leader-1 from yesterday. Yesterday was a best of one with Leader-1 taking the victory, but now Splyce is up one. So they're in the driver's seat. They're feeling confident, I'm sure, that they got at least a map to give. But we're going to Cash. So what do you think on Cash, Blue?
I think at this current point in time, Splyce has the advantage, and specifically looking at the way that the T side was played by Leader-1, Leader-1 has to make a big adjustment coming into this match if they want to have any hopes of taking it and not getting 2-0'd here. Very one-dimensional on their T side on that previous map. Something needs to be changed here. They need to try and hopefully they have more strategy here, but at the very least they need to try and innovate a little bit more, because the big problem was Splyce just got a huge read on them and they never tried to change anything in the course of that last map.
Yeah, and it is going to be the T side that's going to be key. I think they've got to pick up a lot of rounds here on the T side if they're going to do damage to Splyce, because this is actually one of the maps where you're probably going to see Professor Chaos, who's already proven that he's had good form, do very well on. You don't need to be that sort of mobile AWPer. There's certain positions you can hold, and you're good for 1 or 2 frags if your executes aren't good. And that's where we had the problem. They weren't using the smokes, they weren't using the mollies, they weren't using the flashbangs. In Cash, if you want to get out onto the sites as T, absolutely crucial that you do that properly. Are they going to be able to do it? Let's see.
Not just when we talk about Professor Chaos too, but there was another player who stepped up really well with his consistency in that last match, and that was Abe. He had some really good spray down control that was coming in that previous match. There was like 2 to 3 rounds in a row where he was sitting up on ramp on the A side and was able to just kill 2 or 3 people there. Wasn't even being punished for it either. Just was free to take them all down.
And that's the question there, isn't it? Right? Like if you're spraying away, if you're going off like a firecracker like that, and you're killing 3 people and not even getting traded out, you got time to get behind a box and reload. That's a failing of the other team. That shouldn't be happening. So, yeah, he definitely stepped it up, but I still feel that was indicative of Leader-1 not being at the races just yet.
Did you see anything in map 1 that would change your kind of overall thoughts on your predictions, or kind of status quo?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of locked into mine now, because I said if it went to 3 maps, which is the only way it can have now, I just don't see Leader-1 pulling anything out on Overpass, and that's the grim reality waiting for them. Like, even if you pull it back on Cash, what are you going to do on Overpass? Probably nothing, right?
I still think that the biggest problem for Splyce is that they're running this. They have that same problem on T side too, where if things start going badly, they're going to get themselves into a very one-dimensional sort of path and how they're going to proceed with their strategies on the T side. Yeah. I still think that if Leader-1 get an advantage early on, they can shut them down for the rest of the map. So I actually will stick with them taking this one, and then actually, I said at the beginning of our analysis that I think they would lose Overpass, but I've adjusted on that now, and I actually think they do have a chance to win it. So I'll say they'll take this one and then go on to win Overpass.
Look at this guy hedging his bets.
All right, all right.
These youngins.
Jeez. Well, that'll do it for us. This segment is done. What we're going to do now is go up to the boys, Launders and Helium. One more time. Take us through this map.
All right, thank you guys. So here we are on Cash, once again with Splyce and Leader-1, a map that always draws the comparison to, hey, it plays kind of the same way as Dust 2. So, I mean, let's just see how this goes between these 2 teams. What are you expecting based on what we saw in that first map?
I expect Splyce to play even more and more confident now. I mean, that map came close, but it was more, it was more representative of a P team playing an invite team. But that being said, I mean, I don't take back my comments about keeping those rounds in perspective. I think a lot of the rounds that Leader-1 won, or that Splyce won, off the back of Abe's 2 or 3 kills, were very important ones. And if that hadn't happened, the map might have been a lot closer. So I don't think Leader-1 feel completely out of this quite yet, and almost made the comeback in spite of that.
All right, well, here comes the delayed boost. Actually going to send 3 up onto the boost for that late hit. Actually retreating out of Squeaky, having pushed in his Fox. He took so much damage on his way back over to the site. He's at 7 HP right now, and that delay split's going to be coming in. Where the boys are going up high, but they've just dropped off. There's a man at the headshot box. Here it is. That's Virtus. He will take 1 out, but he goes down, and Arya now at quad. That Tech 9 is not accurate at that distance. Might as well just keep moving and trying to thread the needle between the parts of that forklift. Finally gets it. Now Arya left alone.
Oh, didn't spot the head there from Truck. Oh, now he did with flash step after missing a couple bullets. Might get punished.
Gosh.
Wow.
Beautiful from Arya. Flash step. I mean, you got to realize there's the gap there. I guess he was also trying to look for the shot through it, but that really backfired.
Oh, look at the awareness too. He cleared this out. He was fully aware that it could be A main, and I think once he pushes Z, is going to be back to his assumption that he's going to be facing a big flank.
Yeah, I mean the bomb's on highway, so it's pretty much equidistant from either point that he was at. And Arya in the 1v1 right now.
I actually love this from Arya, just leaving the bomb like open.
Yeah.
Taking the long route around.
I believe it is Char.
There is no way that either of them have any idea where they are at this point.
And there's so much time. The vent's going to be broken.
And he just wants to find him.
Yeah.
Listening for
He's
footsteps,
gonna
and there he
hear
is.
that running going over to B, and that's exactly what's happening. Arya
Solid
winning
play.
this mind game with the sound.
Oh, he
cues.
shouldn't. I mean,
That's a pretty close plant. You can kind of get
Yeah.
that from behind in the default spot. He will open the door and opts not to play it. And I like the A-man plant. Go ahead and play quad. This is something that really only works at high-level play.
he doesn't want to stand too far away because he has a Tech 9, and he has enough time to fake it and go anywhere he wants. That was just a super sick play, like a super sick
perfect
1v1
play
from
from
Arya.
Arya.
I mean, 1v2 actually. I mean, he totally read where it was a hard read on flash step, peeking the left side of truck there, and then leaving the bomb out in the open, trying to find the man that he saw on highway for a moment, expect him to be A main, push truck to make sure that he didn't cross Z unexpectedly, and then caught him and then threw him through a loop, popping the vents open to go to B. I mean, that's just like everything good about Counter-Strike all in one round.
Yeah, that was nice to see. And here we go, Arya, having got so many kills, having planted the bomb. He's going to go in for the AK. Everybody else going to go for the MAC-10s. Just kind of clean up on these pistols a little bit. That's at range with David controlling that recoil a bit. Verdi down, half HP. He does have that scout. He was not able to land a shot. There's Arya. He'll clean it up. Davey on that assist. Fox moving in towards A main. And Davey's still just doing the dance over here at B, holding out in Sunroom. Oh, Flash taking shots, but Davey was a little bit distracted. He was trying to go get his target, find his man, which was Flash Step, and Char intervened. So nice kill with that CZ, but Fox. Oh, also 2 Deagles, one Deagle to Jason R. Body shot onto Abe, who was already low. Now he's being pressured, though, by Professor Chaos, who is just running and gunning with that Tech 9, of course. So easy kill for him. Arya, second kill for the AK on the round, takes down Flash Step, and it's up to Char, who does have armor, a CZ, and that MAC-10.
Picking the right side.
Yeah, the bomb is shifting over to the other side.
Absolutely not putting this round to question now. We'll get the bomb down. Have enough smokes for everything. Oh, Professor Chaos has got the bomb here. Doesn't want to get killed from upper. Taking all the necessary precautions, and ultimately are in the right place at the right time. So Char's going to have to ultimately make noise to fall out of the checker into checkers, and has armor, but goes down to a nice angle held by Arya, which I feel like it was a call by him to just bring the bomb over to B. And is just being very aware right now, showing good signs. Now, Leader-1 did put a lot of.
I'm disappointed.
He did look like
he looked like a 70s,
cop.
80s cop straight up yesterday with this stash.
70s, 80s porn cop.
Call him porn stash, but we can't anymore, unfortunately. Nice big round for him, though. Of course, he has that nice clutch and the pistol round. Has the AK, the most powerful weapon on the field. Doesn't lose it. Gets 3 kills, and the round was somewhat close there at the end. It came down to, I guess, a 2v1 from their perspective.
They made it expensive, and what's interesting is, like, even if you're going to win the round, like, it's not as good as planting the bomb first. So a lot of the times, like, you can just win the round, and sometimes people only think of bomb plants as being important when you're saving and not trying to win the round, just trying to get the plant. But even if you're winning and try to get the plant before you actually kill everyone or before they go for the defuse, you get that extra 800 per person. So that's going to add up for the winning team and just bolster their economy. Abe has gone.
You know, Char is very rude. He's closed the door in Abe's face so many times, and we've seen Abe on this map before. Like Abe's like, I'll close the door myself. Damn it. Goes and gets that kill. Does that close it on Verdi? Oh my gosh. Yo, who knew you needed a micro in CS? Flash step now, the last one up. Hiding behind a box. Box says fragile. He himself is fragile. No armor. With the USB. Really good show of aim between those two players. Davey comes in, gets it done. $600 for him, and a 3-0 for Splyce. Will they upgrade, or will their confidence carry them through this first rifle round with some MAC-10s? Let's see.
You know, Abe isn't always top of the scoreboard on this team. He isn't always doing that. But if he is, he's on fire. And I think with him working door every round like he was doing yesterday, if we expect to see that from him, I expect to see huge impact in this half of this map. And it seems like he's just having his way with the map as it is. So now we're going to have Crisscross smokes out mid, and it looks like what's going to be a fast B split. Typically, if you're going to see a faker and have like people gestured over towards A or at least someone in Squeaky to lead the charge, but I think they're going to be doing a full committal here.
One of them missed.
How do you miss Crisscross smokes?
How do you miss Crisscross smokes?
That's not
yeah, I think they realized it and got a second one thrown out, if I'm not mistaken. They did not.
They did
there
not.
was just one smoke out there.
And Virtus being in the vent, they actually didn't molly us on a B split, which
What is this smoke that's on the...
typically unconventional. This is actually a huge problem. I mean, they only have one smoke left. They didn't do anything with that fake. They wanted to cancel because they didn't want to throw the round to having a bad crisscross smoke, but they didn't molly vent anyway, so they might have done themselves a big favor having to deal with someone in top event, and there it is. Okay. Oh, that was nice. Now I can't even tell if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, just mess up the smokes, make the other team think you don't know what you're doing, and then just run and hit your shots. I doubt it, but it has worked here for Splyce.
Well, what's confusing is that they missed their smokes, but then they went back to do a molly later.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't forget to do a molly on a full execute. Everyone's got a roll, right?
And they obviously knew they missed their smoke, though, because they smoked themselves off.
They knew they missed it.
So they definitely could cancel and then readjust with that Molotov. And, well,
yep.
And I think deservingly so, Leader-1 gets the round here, flashed up with a 3K.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, they did. Like, it's 40 seconds in. They do get out mid. They get both kills for free. So, I mean, I suppose Splyce should have actually won it in spite of the fact that they whiffed the smoke. But Leader-1, too good on the trades. And now... won't have quite enough money to pick up an op. Won't matter too much. I guess they know that Splyce won't be able to pick one up for themselves.
Abe has readjusted this time.
Yeah, he's aiming that really high.
He seems very... I mean, it's so easy. You can just go all the way to this corner and aim at the center window pane is what I do. And you aim on the white bar.
I think if you aim too high, it actually hits... Maybe there's obviously different lineups, but
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm not confident.
Yeah, see, Jason is
he's
aiming much
at the right
lower.
spot.
We need an alt on this smoke.
I think he got it this time, though. He did get it. I mean, they could look at each other's monitors and be like, no, that's not right. But, okay, Abe got it. Smokes
we have the counter
nice,
boost
they threw the smoke.
from the CTs.
Wow, that was sick. Pushing through A-main, counter boost up, get him as they're going into the vents. And they even had a third smoke going on that they also missed on the last round. This time it finally landed over on the little hut out in the middle. But Char here at the first box inside of B, getting one, but it's not enough. Davey finds a 3K, and he finds his voice again.
Can we get a what face for Davey?
Through the arena.
He's scared. This guy's screaming is scaring me.
I'm a little scared.
But they do a repeat of last round. They hit the mid B split and it ends up working out perfectly. Actually, Fox would have most likely got a kill there on that counter boost fence. It was fast enough. I mean, they had enough information at that point, and he did a lot of damage, but just got turned on. Who's that? That's Fox.
Who's that? All right, Abe and Davey going for those recon positions with the MAC-10s, so they can try to sniff out the stack if there is one. Nice. Yo. I've missed you, Twitch chat. Josh BM with the upgraded pistol, not able to get anyone from behind the forklift. Char has found one of those MAC-10s, but of course, this is why you buy the MAC-10s, right? You don't care if one of them finds it. No one's going to try to save it, and if they do, it's whatever. And Arya takes them down anyways.
So far, the rounds that Leader-1 have to their name are the one that it could potentially have just been a complete muck-up by Splyce. Now we're back on a save. They're on the second map facing elimination here, and that'll mean the end of their road in this tournament if they aren't able to pull this together. The fact that they also haven't put an op in the hands of Virtus, I think is going to be a problem for them. It seems like Splyce, if they do full executes, it's going to decentivize opping because it's really hard to get your kills if teams are just throwing mollies at you. But if you know a team defaults a lot, then it's really easy to get those op kills.
And Splyce either with confidence or a really good read on the money situation of Leader-1, just staying with these MAC-10s and finding themselves against some upgraded pistols, no armor. I mean, Davey already started off, brought down Virtus and did about 100 damage combined to Char and Flash Step. So big impact already. These guys are just kind of pinned here in these corners.
The best part is, like, you have an advantage that even an AK doesn't have, and that's that you could send this guy into a site by himself, scout out the entire site, and if Leader-1 opted to stack, then it would be the worst decision possible. So, and you can sacrifice, 1,000 on armor and a MAC-10. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you make that back just for the win. Plus some as Char will go down to Davey. That's his third kill. 1,800 bucks for this man. He's got 2 HP. He might chill on the back burner now as Josh BM trying to work his way out. Long range with that P250. No dice. Arya shoots him down.
Not sure how confident Leader-1 are on this map. I think we'll look to this round to see if it's going to mark the beginning of the end for them. If they do end up losing this round, it's going to be really hard on their confidence, mentality, and just their round score. The most potential to have is probably going to be 7, After Splyce win this, it's going to be another eco. Virtus is going to have an op for one of the last times in the half. Has 1 kill here. I think we're going to need a Virtus cam.
Yeah, and actually, both times we've seen Virtus today, he's been in a position where the economy was never really good enough to continuously have that op. I mean, that actually happened in both matches, even the first one of the day that was still best of 1.
Well, Virtus going to be inside B. A bit of a risk. I mean, they like Splyce have done full executes on B, and oh man, Abe opening up the site by himself again. He's just working this wiki so well, like just like Swag.
Yeah, he was there.
That's a candle.
Candles in the chat, please. That was Abe all day yesterday. Abe was living in the squeaky room. N4J from EZG was living in Checkerbox.
See, in a default situation like this, we got Virtus, who I think could have been at mid, not have to gone up against mollies that are going to land on the site if they do a B split, and then probably would have had a better time getting op kills. But I guess being at B in general is pretty good if they expect or if they're anticipating a B split. But it's interesting how Splyce just slow it down as soon as they execute, and look to have caused rotations actually towards A. Have managed to get into vents unspotted, leaving Virtus by himself.
And here's the Molotov take from the other split onto the B site. Jason R takes down Averti. Flash Step is going to be smoked off. Maybe a bit of a gap there for him to get some as they cross in, but he's flashed off and reloading, so he's given up that site completely. Bomb to go down, and with Leader-1 trying to retake 3v5, not going to happen. You mentioned at the start of this round, their money is in a very precarious position right now. They back off, and they will save.
I don't know, like if Virtus was up in the vent cross there, or just keeping a scope on mid, he could have gotten picks at boost, gotten picks going into vent. Could have been on the retake to B, which would have been more difficult, but him in B versus a team that might potentially do a B split, even if they know they're going to go B, having the op on site isn't actually going to be that effective. And we saw why. I mean, the Molotov's coming in, you just can't really blame him for dying there. It's too hard as the solo man on the site to come down to that. The other thing was that they assumed that Splyce were actually faking and going A, so that was nice.
Wow, they are. See, this is what we didn't see yesterday when EZG was playing. They were never really chasing to get these frags down, but you can see Splyce moves out. I mean, where do people save? They save in the squeaky room, maybe in A main, and maybe on the entrance to squeaky room from the T side, where Char was hiding out on top of those little pipes, and they just pre-fired that corner. They knew exactly where he was.
Yeah,
only one gun preserved.
Splyce looking like a completely different team from yesterday. That's for sure. Yeah. Professor Chaos is expressing, they had a 3-hour talk last night apparently
wow.
about the maps they played. I mean, you know, EZG, for example, bringing it to the last round. And them losing to Leader-1, who, you know, are effectively a P team, a very good P team with invite, you know, level potential and players, but a P team nonetheless.
So Davey has actually gone down and forfeited an AK over to Josh, who has armor, and Flash Step, who saved in CT. He was the one that was not with his crew. So he's alive, and he's got a kill too. So big impact from the players that needed to step up here with the rifles. And actually have the man advantage, 3 versus 2. Just Professor Chaos and Arya.
Ooh.
Planning for A main. Arya's evened it up. Meanwhile, he was defending that push up on highway. No one was looking at the bomb wall, actually. I was kind of nervous for Professor Chaos as he was planting, but he's been able to slide away back into Squeaky. And Arya, his position is known as he did just kill someone from there.
Oh wow, Professor Chaos has another smoke as well. I mean, this is really hard. Not actually using it though. That might be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, now 2 CTs have gone into the site. Professor Chaos able to peek out though. Gets Verdi, gonna throw a bit of a flash. That'll catch Josh straight in the face. Hear the shooting. You know he's not on the bomb. Hearing another click onto the bomb. This time he'll decide to peek. He goes down, but I don't know. I think there's enough time for Josh.
He's got it.
Wow.
Wow,
what a close
super
round.
close. All the bullets through the door. Professor Chaos, like, way too patient. I mean, in a good way, I didn't mean way too patient. Almost not patient enough, but had to encourage Josh to get off the bomb. You know what they could have changed in that strat, though, was that they planted for A main. Arya crossed the quad. First of all, Arya probably didn't need to cross, although he did get that pick on highway. But let's say Arya crosses, then Professor Chaos plants the bomb. Arya could have smoked his cross so that Professor Chaos could get back into A main. That would have been a much better spot than him in Squeaky. But almost played it really well. Peeking out early for that to make it a 1v1 was incredibly necessary, because otherwise someone could stick the bomb and another person could just kite his shots. So he almost played it really well, but I feel like with the 2 smokes they could have played it differently.
But he will see the helmet of Char now. You can't spam through that box, so some bullets going through. And they will back off. Flash Step taking half of his health. Abe also very, very low, but that, of course, I wonder where that was. Of course, it was at Squeaky. And Verdi holding at fence with the AWP. He's going to be smoked off. close smoke, though. Wow, trying to peek into it. Arya takes him down.
That's really rough, just losing to a default, your opening frag, especially from a drive peak like that. And you know, good on Arya for being aware, but it's hard to even up. Like, you're not just going to be afforded free picks all the time. And you know, Josh has a lot of pressure on the site here, but he does have 2 people to defend. Oh, Char also has an op. Will peek right into the scope of Arya.
Both of them have.
Yeah.
I mean, they threw the smoke that pushed Virtus off of his position, and then, you know, of course, your Arya, you're just watching the other side of the smoke. You've limited the area where they can peek to one side. So Virtus walks right into it, and then now Char getting curious. He walks into it, so 2 picks for Arya just like that. Jason R now getting one out middle. Arya even assisting on that kill as well. Josh, though, finds 2, and Fox with his op chiming in over on the B side, so 2-on-2. Arya again, that's his 3rd. Worked his way back to middle, and Fox with the op.
Oh no, he just left B.
He left the site for some reason.
And they're actually coming right to him.
They are.
He does find the kill.
Arya at the cross.
No time.
Professor Chaos is going to put the bomb. He's got to stick it. He gets the plant. Fox did not decide to run in. And going up top is Professor Chaos. And they're excited.
That's a what face. That was really close. Man, Fox leaving, thinking, oh man, I'm on the long rotate back to A. It's going to be a super long round for me. And then they come right to him. He actually gets I thought he got the bomb on the cross. I thought Arya had the bomb, and apparently he might have passed it to Professor Chaos, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, that was really close. You know what though? I think no, it's a 50-50. But I think that. I think that in that situation, Fox could have pushed into the site, knowing that Professor Chaos has to plant. And for Professor Chaos he could have done that. It would have been a little bit more risky, but it's a call he could have made. Professor Chaos would have had to get off the bomb with the time remaining. It's hard. Whoa.
What?
Okay.
Powerball.
Tom Cruise.
4-on-2. Splyce doing very, very well. And actually, Arya is the one leading the charge here in terms of the kills. He's 16-3 right now. Next closest is Abe, 12-7, who had the standout in map 1, and Davey at 10-6. So good performances from these guys, leading by 6 rounds, soon to be 7. Fox hit a pretty awesome shot, but not really mattering too much in the grand scheme of things.
4 members of Splyce remaining after that round. They've done quite a bit for themselves. Davey obviously full of energy here, and again, they're back in the lead. I mean, they're in a really strong position. They've controlled the economy of Leader-1 really well. Leader-1, if Fox was able to hit that crazy shot onto Professor Chaos, that would have maybe saved them, allowed them to get 2 ops again, which is almost what they need to win rounds. Right now they have 1 on Virtus. I think in terms of positioning, he could have been put in a better spot in that previous round. Here he is at mid. I'd expect them to be able to get kills as long as he is, you know, looking to hit shots, but
oh, they're going aggressive with the flash. That's bombed down. They're lining up trying to take this peek at the stairs. Fox gets 2. Josh getting 1 and helping with the other. Great teamwork, good aggressive play from Leader-1, but will it be enough? Arya now chiming in. Took a lot of damage, but he gets the op shot. 2-on-2 now, and already up on this catwalk. I thought he was on the catwalk. Oh, popped off and went down to the forklift, but Abe, I couldn't even tell where he was when they took the x-ray off, so nice on Abe to get that kill. It was pretty key. If Abe had went down, you know, you leave Arya in a 1v1 or 1v2 with such low HP. Granted, he has an op, but even still. It's now Char, 1 versus 2 instead, trying to move in. Splyce trying to get to those double digits and prove that they truly are the better team here.
No, will he clear this? Because that could make the difference. Abe finding that kill, though, saves Arya from being in a 1v1 with 17 HP and puts another round on the board for Splyce. Flash Lab also going down to him was a big kill. I mean, he had very low health. And yeah, at this point, face of, I'm not even sure who that is, actually. Not fully familiar with everybody on Leader-1 by face. By name, yeah, but not by face. Now, this is the issue is that, you know, not only do you get beat down on the rounds that you're supposed to win, you get beat down when you have 2 ops, but then you have to go into rounds that you know you're going to lose where you have such low economy. You have just pistols, they've got deagles and half armor, they don't even have any utility, and they know they've got to trek through these and then come back, try to put as many rifle rounds on the board, look forward to the maximum of a 5-10 half, and then going to T side and be really stressed out the entire time. So it's going to take some mental fortitude to get past this.
And even with this round, I mean, Flash Step didn't really have enough money to go in for the 5/7 full armor. He's down to just $950. This will be a 4-round loss bonus. It's going to be a pretty light rifle round, or maybe even a force again into round 14, save a proper full rifle for round 15. Of course, if they don't, look at this, third person, they're standing right next to each other. No idea.
Oh my god, just holding their angles.
We're zooming in. He's like, wait a minute. How am I getting killed from on top of Boost? I thought you had me covered. Jason R, though, more than makes up for it. He gets 2 kills. Davey, though, probably upset.
Feels bad, man.
It does. Really does.
Fox and Flash that.
I mean, they might want to consider saving given that money situation. If they don't have to rebuy armor in this next upcoming round, it's going to be a lot better. But Fox will go down. Flash Step, he honestly just needs to save. Of course, he's like, hey, I want to get a gun, but now you just walked into the crosshair of Arya and gave this man another kill. 1 away from a 20 bomb for Arya.
20 bomb half. Like, what more can you ask for? Now they've
30 bomb half. Could ask for that.
Okay. You got me there. Balls in a vice grip.
Whoa.
And Leader-1 with a maximum of 2 rounds that they can get out of this half. They've got all rifles. One thing they did that was really nice was an A main push with the 2 rifles. They had Fox and 1 more man push with them. They traded out really nicely there. Josh BM getting the spray down at mid.
It was Josh and Fox that pushed.
Nice, yeah. He's had a lot of impact. Down to 8 HP, but has done his job. Davey, though, opening up the site. And now Virtus is on a retake. The vent isn't popped either, so he can't just sneak out. And the bomb might go down with pretty good afterplant here. Suddenly a great round turning into what looks like a disaster.
And Jason R taking his time, didn't want to walk into the fire, didn't want to get shot from upper. Now another fresh Molotov being placed on upper. 3-on-3 retake, Chaos in a great spot. Should be a 1-kill spot for him. Verdi does spot a man at blue tarp. That's Davey. Davey pushing forward. He actually aggresses into that, so Verdi takes him down. Professor Chaos still watching this. Looks like Fox is pretty aware of what might be going on, but Chaos peeks first. Now the flash partially blind here. Verdi still does get that. Look how low these guys are. Jason R also low, but they're just 1 shot from each gun. He's working through his smoke, taking the X-ray on and off. What is going on? He pushes through CT. He's got to get through that fire. Man's taking the bomb. He peeks wide. Jason R gets it. 3K on the round. And that's 12-2.
They're pumped. They're pumped. Oh, man. Pulls out the 1v2. Honestly, I think the hero of that round, like obviously Jason winning that was huge. Davey getting that entry after Josh got those 2 frags at mid, that can totally shut your team down if you lose early mid control. And for Davey to know that it's time to make a play and get that opening kill on the B site for them to just pour into, oh man, that was huge. 3v5.
And that last rifle round coming out, it's Char and Fox, both with FAMASas. We got a couple flashes and 1 smoke. Maybe 1 was already thrown, but very limited utility. Not even a single kit. And look at Flash Step. He's got no armor. This is the 2nd time that Flash Step has bit the bullet and gone for a no armor rifle for this team.
Yeah. That's
which really makes no sense.
I don't know if that's ever, like, people don't, you're just so much more effective to get a pistol, which are super strong in this game, get armor for yourself, which has so much value.
Spotted out on the toxic barrels below that shroud boost. And this last round not really working out. Even Virtus can't get that one.
Wow.
You're not hitting shots like that. You're not hitting shots at all.
Seems like they're puttering to a halt almost, as they are just getting picked apart. Flash Tap 1v5, no armor. I'd love to see it.
All these noises that Splyce is making, I feel like we just took a trip to the zoo. Oh man.
Wow.
To the snake den.
13-2 half coming out of Dust 2. That was a lot closer. Maybe that was just one of their weaker maps as we really see dominance coming out of Splyce.
Seriously.
Yeah, moving into half 2.
Although, this is the map that Splyce did not even do so well on against EZG even though last night. So I can't even say that Cash would be one of their dominant maps. It might just come down to that 3-hour talk that they had last night.
Yeah.
Or Davies' energy this morning.
Yeah, that all those things might be important. I mean, obviously a LAN team with the energy that we see from Davey and them all showing a show of unity by yelling and getting hypes together. Although part of it is, being in the lead in the first place, which makes it easier to do that. We saw Davey, quiet down when they started losing on the first map just to stay focused and then come back and win it. Who knows how much of that actually factors into the victory, but mental game has been a huge thing in just sports in general, so I wouldn't put it past it. Now on this map, just a fantastic T side. It's you could say the map is CT sided, and it'll always just be more comfortable to play on CT, and that's just what the dream is right now for Splyce, just to win the pistol and have
Do that super clean closeout.
that
Clean shave.
Yeah, the clean shave. I mean, the pistol pretty much ensures it. You get so many advantages, right? You know that if you get the pistol, you know that the other team is going to force, right? They have no choice on 14. I mean, you could say you play both halves and it's the same thing, but playing from 15 it's just so mentally hard that you can't put it past any team to really let that affect them. So I think the fact that you're on 13 in the first half means so much.
Yeah.
So you have a map that's too CT-sided, that's why it doesn't work, you know? That's why a lot of these maps were revamped.
I mean, it's pretty apparent, Leader-1, they need to hit the ground running into the second half. If they don't get the pistol, they've basically got no chance with, like you've pointed out multiple times here, that 13 scoreline, you get the pistol, you're pretty much guaranteed the victory. I mean, maybe you get upset in the second round, but even when the team gets to 14, it really does change the buying habits of the other team every single time. They've
Makes
got
it
to
easier
be
to
in a
predict.
forced-to-win scenario. You're not going to save the tie when it's 2-14. So here we go into the second half. Splyce with a monstrous lead. Definitely clearing up any of that drama last night, because still it was fair because it was the same for both halves. Not quite the right rule set for them, but now coming here to today, starting on map 1, which was Dust 2, the same exact map from last night, was close, but Splyce just dominating.
Even Steven.
We've got dual Berettas out on the field.
2 guns better than 1.
That is a fact. Nice pun in the name as well. Here they are, 2 playing in B, and it's just going to be a fast rush. Smoke goes down, though, holding them in checker. Rotations have already been made to CT and to upper. Jason R in this first box in sight. It's not spammable, turns his back, minimize that profile. Can he go in for one more? Actually, it's Davey that gets it. And Davey again from up top. 2 guns, 2 kills, 14-2 for Leader-1.
That's huge. Covering his teammates so well. So well. And shutting the dreams down, I think, of Leader-1 in that round. Crazier things have happened.
That's true.
Even crazier on Cash. It would
Nuke's
have to
not
be
in the
even
pool
crazier.
anymore.
Yeah, this is a Nuke.
Speaking of which, Valve, when is Nuke coming out? Hopefully soon, as we've got some FAMAS all across the board right here for Splyce. And upgrading those pistols, so you can see they are in the buy to win mindset. But of course, if they lose this round, they're going to be so broke. It should just be an easy closeout for Splyce at this point.
It makes it even harder not even getting the bomb plant on that round when they were so close to it. And now Splyce just know, like, we just got to buy, the best weapons we can. Don't even worry about utility. Like, it's going to be Leader-1 who are going to be low on utility because they have to buy armor. And there's just so much transparency in this buy that it's going to be hard for Leader-1 to get what they want done.
And look at this, right? You don't have many rounds to work with. Why not just use the most powerful position first? Generally, this will be checked every time after you use it once, but Arya just goes up on top of the Shroud boost. He will be forced to take that first battle. He's actually just going to drop off under the door. Char, though, does get him strafing out with the Deagle. Abe then taking that time and that confusion, peeks out for Forklift, gets 2, and Fox can't land anything with the Deagles. Only 1 man going down, and that's match point for Splyce. They've got a lot of them, 13 match points to work with.
Yeah, match point. And Leader-1 obviously all inning on that round. They're going to call that head armor was a bot. It's going to be a Tech 9 buy. We've got P250 and a Smoke Flash on Virtus. They're probably going to try to do something relatively quickly. One thing that you can do on really low buys is try to, instead of working a default, which doesn't really make a lot of sense with like a P250, and holding back for pushes, just get out quick, but not so quick that they counter nade you. And here's the spray down Arya, almost 300 damage right off of that.
I didn't think the FAMAS was capable of such things. He almost killed all 3 of them.
Yeah, he definitely.
Josh is pretty lit. Abe now just playing on that forklift. The guy works the squeaky door on the T side. He holds the squeaky door on the CT side, but it's actually the A main push that brings him down. And Fox gets into the backside of the site behind Quad without anyone realizing. And then a bit unfortunate as Davey just takes him down through that smoke. 2 men up on what could be the end of the series, the end of the road here for Leader-1. If Jason R and Davey can retake this, they both got kits, they both got a ton of utility. Verdi playing the first wood box, he goes down. Now it's up to Josh with just 18. We're gonna go 3rd person on this one, it looks like. And will they play the same side? They're actually going over top. He's trying to hit that jump, he doesn't get it. And honestly, if Davey went down there, that would have looked really sloppy. Could have jeopardize the round, but with the lead and the fact that he gets the kill, looks like the hero, and Splyce will take it and move on to tomorrow.
I mean, all teams look much better today. We saw Enemy looking really good in their matchup, and Splyce getting that quick 2-0 after a pretty exciting, closer Dust 2. It seems they've done a lot of work last night, a lot of homework, and maybe just a lot of talk about team cohesion, chemistry, and stuff like that. Just ironed out all the fundamental stuff that they need to fix their game. But a brand new team, it looks like today.
Yeah, certainly. Which is nice. Going forward, we're going to have some really good games. So already we've got, oh gosh, is my memory going to serve me? We've got Splyce having moved through, and also Optic has moved through. Are those the only teams we got? Enemy's moved through. So we're waiting on our next match, which will be, we got Obey. Their first map that they're going to have played here. Unfortunately, they had the problems. Yeah, first map on land. They've already taken a loss, but luckily their group had 3 people, so they've got a win, which got them to the best of 3. And they will be playing Winter Fox, which was supposed to be their first best of 1 match.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I guess that's kind of justice. They get to play them in the best of 3 anyways. So they get at least 2 maps, and that's going to be really fun to see. Because, you know, this tournament's all about just looking at this new talent in every scene. Of course, we kicked it off with the Americas minor qualifiers. It's a shame some of the South American teams couldn't get here because you really want to develop the talent pool down there. From what we've heard from Dead, part of the Luminosity management, they've got a lot of talent down there. I was hoping to see some, but we've got a lot of talent here in this building, and it's going to be awesome to see. And you got anything else to say? And you throw it down to the Desk Launders. Let's see what you got.
All right, Des, take it away.
He did ask you a question before that, Launders. Not going in.
A man of few words, but many disqualifications.
Nothing behind the eyes. Nothing behind the eyes.
Nothing. Dead inside, as they
Love
say.
him, though. Good guy.
So, not even close, right? I mean, 16-2.
There's nothing to analyse. I mean, Helium said it there. We got a lot of talent in the building. Well, Leader-1 should have found some, man, because that was absolutely awful. I was just like, one of the worst performances. It just smacked of like complacency, giving up, like, you know, and that's so ridiculous considering how well they did yesterday and how deep they dug. So I was like unbelievably disappointed. And you know, we talked about how they had problems with the utility. I mean, all throughout that CT half, they're peeking dry. You got a flash. Yeah. You just throw it over the top and blind him, and you have the advantage. No, they were just giving them frags at the start of every round. Absolutely, you know, it's abysmal.
That's all snowball effect of things starting off badly. Like, there's so many North American teams that this just happens where things go badly and it never recorrects itself because the entire team, I don't know if it happens in the communication or it just like happens as an inherent thing that they start off badly, but they just start making really, really dumb mistakes and it's never corrected throughout the rest of the game. Like,
the United States of tilt.
Yeah,
right?
like some mid-tier teams are able to correct it at certain points, but for these lower-tier teams, like, they still struggle so much with actually getting themselves back into the game. So that just affected them way too harshly there.
Yeah, and then, like I say, you know, by the time you've had like that terrible first half, you know, you're only posting up 2 rounds. There's so much pressure on the pistol, and even then and beyond, you know, T-side of cash. Yeah, so it was just real awful. I mean, one to forget about it, like, they've had some highlight moments, but Splyce just comprehensively outclassed them, and you could see that, like, it's basic stuff.
Yeah.
That they did wrong. It wasn't like Splyce had some super complicated tactics. They just used smokes. They just used flashes. They just took those early peaks when that indiscipline on the CT side manifested itself.
And even on T side, like when they're actually getting site control and actually trying to hold things off, they'll smoke it off on that, but they're not trying to punish and push back any of the other CTs to prevent them from retaking. There's plenty of times where Davey just walks right up, hears noise, the smoke is like, oh, got him, spray him down. Then there's like no punishment for that. He just takes free kills, is able to get himself back on the site, and then they just retake it like a 2-on-4.
Yeah, like no crossfires. Like there was just, like I say, you didn't even have the option to trade there. You were giving away kills at the start of the round that you couldn't possibly trade for because of the position you were in and the fact that you didn't use that utility. And like I say, it's just, it's not even, you know, that shouldn't be something that you have to go and watch a demo to improve on.
They're not playing as a team, like, to put it simply. Like, they're all playing their own game.
Yeah.
There's no communication going on.
Very obvious to see. Very 5 guys in a server, but not 1 team in a server there. That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
So that kind of wraps it up for this one. We're not done for the night. We do have one more match, as they mentioned before. We've got Winter Fox taking on Obey. We will see Obey for the first time this weekend. But before we go to commercial break, we have Van Silly, and this time he's got Davey and Abe. Maybe they're both going to kiss him. Maybe they're not. You're going to find out. Take it away, Van Silly.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Joined right now with Davey and Abe with a convincing 2-0 win over Leader-1. First off, let's start off with the question with you, Davey. It looks like a 5-second timer change did make a difference on Dust 2.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, it sucked to lose those rounds yesterday because of that, but I'm glad that they fixed that mistake and ended up paying off. But honestly, I think the bigger reason why we were able to take Dust 2 this time was because yesterday we went back, we watched our VOD, we learned from our mistakes, we made sure that we fixed those mistakes, and we came back into it today way more prepared and ready to actually to win and play today.
Yeah, and what changed specifically? Because I know it went very well for you guys. You were very loud as well. I think we heard you guys through the broadcast, through Launders and Helium's microphones.
Sorry about that.
No worries. There was a lot of hype. It was good. But then at some point, it kind of died down a bit because the first half ended 8-7. They got 7 rounds, I think, on CT side.
It died down a bit because they told me I had to stop. It had nothing to do with the rounds or anything like that. They told me I had to stop or we were going to get disqualified. So I kind of let up on that a little bit. But no,
It came back on cash, though.
It did. They told us we were allowed to scream, just not at the other team. So we were just yelling. But yeah, no, our Dust 2, we sort of let it slip there towards the end of the half, but we stayed composed and we ended up getting a big lead on our CT side and they started to come back, but we stayed focused and we stuck to our game plan and we were able to close it out.
Awesome. Abe, let's talk about the second map here. So at first we were looking at you guys winning this one convincingly 16-2, but at the same time, not only was it a revenge match against Leader-1, but it was a revenge map against both maps that you guys almost lost. You guys won that 16-14 against EZG yesterday, but today was 16-2 against what we would think is a stronger team than EZG. Yeah. Give us a rundown of that map.
Well, typically Cash is our best map, and yesterday we won by 16-14. We were still on tilt from the first match with the whole 40-second timer, so we were kind of emo, and then we won the first half 11-4, so we started messing around and not really trying, and we were like, oh crap, we might lose this. And then compared to this map, we were just fully focused. We're like, we got to show them that, we're a pro team, and like, you can't beat us on our best map.
Made a difference.
Yeah.
So Cash is your best map you just mentioned here.
I would say so.
Now, you were talking about emo music. So what kind of music were you guys listening to?
We weren't listening to anything. We actually had like a 3-hour meeting last night, and we just talked about everything, and that actually helped a lot. Like, we just talked everything. Everyone had something to say, and just from that talk, we knew what to do. Like, we improved a lot just from that talk.
And do you guys think that Davey's outspoken personality actually helped you guys hype up and be prepared, even more confident in this game?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Davey are the ones yelling all the time. We're always yelling. I'm losing my voice right now. You should hear some of our banter and like the mumble and stuff. Some of the stuff we say, yeah, it's hilarious.
Well, sorry, continue.
Oh, it just pumps us up.
Awesome. Well, since your voice is almost dead, I'll come back here over to Davey. So Davey, now you guys are done for the day, but tomorrow you're facing off against Optic Gaming. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts of this team and how you're preparing yourself for this.
I think Optic's really good. I think all of us have a lot of respect for them, but any team can beat any team, and we know we're just as good as them. It's just we have to show up, we have to stay focused, we have to stick to our game plan, and if we do all that, we should have no problem winning.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you guys get your rest. Final shout-outs. Would you guys like to give anything away?
Yeah, huge shout-outs to our manager and our coach, Jeremy and GRT, for helping us out here. Huge shout-out to Marty, the owner of Splyce. Shout-outs to Corsair and CSGopher.com. And yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some more CSGO action here. It is going to be Winter Fox versus Obey Trifecta here at the MLG Arena for the CSGO America's Minor Championship.